with the bugs, you're going to end up with a big yield deficit. So, you know, you have to start deciding what you want to do. Oh, it's going to rain soon again. Wow, that came round quick. But yeah, it's sort of keeping up with the rules and effectively playing the game. It's not, you know, it's an arcade game. It's not a realism simulator, but with mods. Fly away, birdies. Oh, got him. Ha. Oh no, that's deer shadows. Santa's around. But yeah, it's kind of. Where's the deers? Don't know where the deers are. Oh, you don't want to do that. And it's the same. It's the same with games when they get patched. I've watched some very old YouTube videos on a game called Stellaris, which is sort of an empire builder. And when it was originally released, there were 3 methods of faster than light travel. And that's no longer the case. I don't know when they patched that feature out, but they basically standardized on there is one method of faster than light travel, and it's the only one you can use. So you can't have. I think in the old originally you had wormholes, warp speed, and something else. And now all you've effectively got is sort of wormholes. So you jump from one system to another, you don't move from one system to another. And I think part of the thing that drew me to the 3 different ways was warp speed was... it took longer to get somewhere, but because you weren't tied to a gate network, your defenses had to be multi-layered. The thing with the way the game is now played, because it's a wormhole from one system to another system, is you just have to defend the wormhole nodes. So potentially there is only... You know, if you can rationalize the systems you've claimed, you can end up with a single point of entry into your empire from the north, and so you can put all your defenses in that one place, because anybody invading your space has to come through that system before they can move on to the next one. Whereas with warp speed, you can bypass those primary nodes. But changes the whole way the game plays because of it. And you know, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know, but it's a change. But if you're looking for, you know, all the things that were released at the beginning, it was difficult to balance. Usually a programming team will remove a thing because it's too difficult to balance this feature against other things, and can end up making the game frustrating because there's no way for you to win it, because... Or, yeah, if you don't have this feature but your enemy does, then they can run circles around you, and so just remove it. It's not a problem. Okay. So that's fertilisation done. I'll park this here. I should be able to empty that into... No? There we go. Empty the liquid fertiliser. Let's look at the store sales again. That was the last thing. Oh, there's now a Manitou. I've got a thing, and there's the little... That's a fun trailer. I used a bunch of those back in Farm Sim 17 to feed my pigs. Because you could just fill them all up, you could daisy chain them together, and they were all good. Okay, I think I'm going to put this entire rig into the shed, and we'll get it all fixed up. But I think for today, that's another day done. Things are moving quickly in the farm. Okay, we have to fix the power spray. Yes, very cheap. Fix one of them weights. Probably that one. And fix the Massey Ferguson, which is probably that one. Only $1,000 to repair that. That's actually not too bad. New Holland, super cheap to fix. But that's the intent. The New Holland is a cheap to use tractor. Okay, I'm going to sleep again. We are going to sleep till the morning. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to check the weather. So it's going to rain at 9 o'clock. It's cloudy. It's just going to be a dull, overcast morning. So I think we're going to sleep till 6 o'clock. And I am going to take a very quick break. I'll be back in a moment. Hi, Hodge173. Give me a minute. I'll be back shortly. back. Good morning, everybody. Oh, beautiful day. We have dull overcast and rain. Okay, so we have things to do. I think first things first. High-tip shovel. Okay. Small forage wagon. See, this size of forage wagon would work for some of the corners in our fields. That's the thing. That's something I want to buy, I think, and that goes on the Arian. So nothing exciting there. We have fields to spray. So it is June 1. Yes. Oops. So, need to get the fertiliser sprayer filled up, and this is going to chew through our fertiliser, I think. So I am now getting to the point where I am nearly happy. I have my back procedure on Tuesday of this week. And really the pain has been getting unbearable. There's some days I can't go anywhere or do anything. Okay, you are done. And we'll run a loop in the grass field because why not? Chase the deer. Alrighty, let's go spray some things. I might, I think the Axion does carry GPS, so I might be able to weed with the Axion. Yeah, you can see just about the lighter shades of green in that field of the weeds. They are medium weeds, so we need a hoe, not a weeder. But I think first things first. I think we spray first and then weed. If you weed first, it doesn't show the sprayer working. Another field with weeds and stuff. Let's into the middle of the field and engage. I have lost 1% in all of the pieces of equipment here just driving from the yard. So no need for crop tyres here, although all the tractor, this whole rig is set up with crop friendly tyres, just in case we don't get to spray on the first stage of growth. It's actually a combination back pain and hip pain. I do have arthritis in my right hip, but we're not sure that the pain in my right hip is currently caused by arthritis or whether it's compression of the nerves in my back, which is the other problem. So talking to the specialist, we decided the best bet was to do the back thing first, and then if I still have hip problems, we can go talk to the hip doctor. But potentially all of the pain in my right hip and my back could be fixed by the one procedure. So we'll see how that all works out. But I'm just, I wish it was Monday, so that tomorrow is Tuesday and I'm going to get the procedure.
Hi.
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 Oh.
I should do it
Loud.
even louder. Hi.
Hey, dude.
Now I think that actually won't get the eardrums.
Yeah. What's up with that? Now, this job is chewing through the fertilizer quite significantly. Oh, don't go that way. Let's try and get the rig straightened up and then back up straight into the corner. Now, potentially, actually, I think the corner did get sprayed as grass. We didn't harvest it, so there was still a good level of nitrogen in the corner of the field. But for right now, yeah, there are a lot of weeds on this field. So I think as soon as I finish spraying this field, we'll run over, we'll get the axe in and fit the hoe on the back and get it dealing with weeds in this field.
Hello.
Yeah, they're running around. They decide it's a good idea to shout loudly at the microphone and then run off. Kind of like ringing the doorbell and running away. So very occasionally, one of them might sit down and watch. The girl usually says, "Oh, you're talking about boring stuff," and doesn't stay. Okay, that's nearly first lap. So, but you can see the amount of difference on the little mini map to the bottom left. The fertilizer we're adding is making to this crop, and one lap, 83% of the tank has, or 17% of the tank has been used. So this is quite an intensive amount of fertilizer we're adding here. In the grass fields, I can take this one tank out and probably use 10% of it. Yeah, I think the boy was up at about 6 o'clock this morning. So Mrs. Osa was telling him he needs to sleep some more. But very often he will go and wake up the girls. Teenage Osa doesn't like getting up early mornings. The boy's sister used to like getting up early in the morning. It was quite good. When she moved in, she was a foster child. Oh, she just turned 2, so 8 years ago now. And she couldn't climb out of a crib. So that was good. And she'd wake up in the morning and just sit in the crib and play with her animals and dolls. And yeah, I'd get up. The office was upstairs in that house. And eventually I'd wander out, see how she's doing. And She'd be sat there, and eventually she'd realise I'm standing at the doorway. She'd turn around, arms in the air, okay, you need to get me out of the crib now, because you're up. But she was perfectly happy to stay in the crib until somebody came to get her. And then we had, for 1 week, a temporary 2-year-old. I think that her foster parents had to take a trip out of the state, and they weren't cleared to take her, so we had her for 1 week. The first thing she did was to teach the girl how to climb out of a crib. So the following week, the 2-year-old woke up, climbed out of the crib, came downstairs. I said, "Mummy, I'm hungry, I want my breakfast." And it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and Mummy's not happy about getting woken up at 6 o'clock in the morning, but that was the thing. So, would you use more than if you use solid? Solid fertilizer is actually a worse application than liquid, at least in Farming Simulator. So the deal is you're better off, personally I think you're better off using the liquid fertilizer than you are the solid. Also from a sort of a logical application viewpoint, I'm spraying precisely where the fertilizer needs to be. So if there are sections of the field that need to have more fertilizer, those nozzles can receive more liquid fertilizer. With a solid fertilizer, you're flinging it out, and it's not so easy to control that that application. I personally don't think. Now I might be wrong, but from a physics standpoint, it's kind of, how does that actually work?
Barely.
But I've watched, I think Driver 53 or Farmer 53, I can't remember what I know he's got 53 in his name. Might be Driver 53 Farming. I think Farmer Cop. I think Simulation from the Nation as well. We'll do tests. How much fertilizer do I use in a field using solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, and manure or slurry. Now, manure and slurry you tend to go through very, very quickly to get the same levels of nitrogen as you would from artificial fertilizer. But that said, they're free, technically. Now, there is the potential you could sell manure and slurry at the BGA and make money from that. And then you can go to the BGA, pick up the digestate that comes from it, and use that on your field. So you get paid for the natural fertilizer, and then you use the byproduct of the natural fertilizer. Both work well. Digestate, you don't get as much digestate as you do you put in manure. But I think on one of the farms we were playing, I had way more manure. Don't think the weed is there. I got way more manure than I could actually use, so I took it down to the BGA, converted it into digestate, and I still had way more digestate than I could use on all of my fields in a given year. So that was a benefit. Now, I think in the last farm we were playing, was it Maypole Farm? And for that, we didn't produce as much fertilizer as we could use. So if I'd taken it down to the BGA and converted it, we'd have had even less. I was still having to supplement with natural fertilizer or with artificial fertilizer. So yeah, it swings and roundabouts. It might be free, but there might be a potential benefit from selling it. Yeah, 8 pole. But yeah, it's actually significantly cheaper to use liquid. When I do have animals like pigs or cows producing manure, then what I'll usually do is I'll hard spread the manure, so I won't do an automatic application. We come out to the field, and I'll show you how that works in a second, or at least the theory of how that works. Let's put in a course. Work width is 12 meters. I assume that's right. Generate field course and back. Drive the tractor over here. Ooh. Nice. So, get this here, we'll get this started. He will pull up the weeds for us. Meanwhile, back at the... Oh, I'm an idiot. I am so much a supreme idiot.